My name is Marlo Oaks. I'm the state treasurer here. So most of you have heard of ESG by now, Environmental Social Governance. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, are very similar. These are outcomes-based systems. The goals have been identified. The truth has already been defined. These are the problems. Here are the solutions. The debate is over. The goals are laudable, even admirable. End world hunger, stop poverty, end social justice. Who isn't for these things? Let's look at another outcomes-based system. In my faith, we learn of a story from before the world was. In the book of Revelations, we read of a war in heaven. This is the precursor to that event. This is Satan speaking to God. Listen for the outcomes-based goal. Behold, here am I, send me. I will be thy son, and I will redeem all mankind, that not one soul will be lost. This is the greatest and best goal for mankind, to return to God. Wherefore, because Satan rebelled against me and sought to destroy the agency of man, I caused that he should be cast down. Outcomes-based governance, like the UN SDGs and ESG, opens the door to authoritarianism. It is Satan's plan. Our Constitution and the Ten Commandments are rules of conduct. The Austrian economist Friedrich Hayek stated, the possibility of men living together in peace without having to agree on common concrete aims and bound only by abstract rules of conduct was perhaps the greatest discovery mankind ever made. A system of common concrete ends towards which all efforts are directed by authority would deprive us of the advantages of a free civilization. Outcomes-based systems that have already identified societal goals use power to achieve their outcomes. Debate is not allowed. That's why we hear things like 97% of scientists agree. That never happens. Where did ESG and SDGs come from? The United Nations and the World Economic Forum, but that's not the end. In May of 2020, an article appeared, Beijing's takeover of the United Nations presents existential threat to the United States. The article noted the CCP played a critical role in creating the UN's Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, which have been widely touted by UN leaders as the master plan for humanity. We must come together as Americans and fight to protect our civil liberties. The first among those is freedom of speech. The CCP was behind silencing of doctors and nurses in California who are raising questions about COVID protocols. They are trying to divide us. They are trying to silence us. They are trying to undermine us. We must not succumb to the temptation of divisiveness. We must find allies in this country, regardless of political affiliation. We must set down our weapons and unite as Americans to fight the real threat. Thank you, legislators here, for the great support in passing 3 important bills to fight ESG and coercion in the business world. This is just the beginning. Thank you all for your support. We will prevail. We will hold fast. We will prevail as we hold fast to and respect our state and national constitutions, our rules of conduct. That is our recipe for safety and security. Thank you.